Hello there folks, and welcome back to another Remnant from the Ashes video. It is patch day. It's Halloween day, in fact. Happy Halloween if any of you are out there doing Halloween-y things, dressing up and stuff. As you can tell, I am not. I'm dressed up as somebody who's... Actually, I look mostly like a... I'm not going to say. Hardcore update 218787. What a catchy number that is. Let's take a look at what Sofesh has added into the game. Just him, not in fact the entire dev team. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's see what we got. New update is available now for Remnant. Update includes a new game mode, communication world, quality of life improvements, and more. Changes. Hardcore mode, permadeath option. That was showcased on the live stream, and I'll be showing you how that works in a little bit. Communication / ping / emote system. New rewards, 6 new account-bound items. Reward for hard mode achievements. Added emotes, 3 base emotes, additional emotes as gameplay rewards. To give players a new way to play, we added a hardcore mode, permadeath. This requires the creation of a new character and allows you to play the game on story or adventure mode on any difficulty, with the caveat of permadeath. Die once, GG. In multiplayer, the team does not die until everyone is knocked down. That means that even if only one person is alive, they can revive the entire team at a world stone. So if you can get back to one of the checkpoints, everybody can be resurrected. They also added a few rewards for beating biomes and the game on hardcore. Good luck. Additionally, we create a new communication system. This is the initial implementation, which will get better over time. The goal is to allow players to more easily communicate with each other when the tried and true crouch-a-lot method just won't do, which is how people have been communicating for now. You can now request either ammo type, point in a direction, request help, request to return to the world stone, request rest stone or return to town, and play emotes. Don't forget to play the game to unlock more hidden emotes. 3 exclamation marks. Bad grammar. We look forward to your feedback. Quality of life changes. Right, I'm going to put myself down a bit. Added the ability to hide helmets. Good. Character creation is great. There's several options there, but a lot of the game helmets just completely obscure your face. The hat's cool, obviously, but I'd like the ability to see my character. I pretty much always hide helmets in games as and when I can, unless they are super cool looking. In which case, I'd like to show them. Having the option to toggle it on and off, good stuff. Simple, quality of life, but good stuff. Added the ability to hide tutorial prompts. Added the ability to skip the tutorial should you not wish to go through it again. Change scope option to double tap and hold right mouse button to facilitate comms wheel. So I assume they put comms wheel on middle mouse then, which is what scope was bound to before. I'll end up changing that anyway. Assuming you can, we'll jump into game in a second and find out. Added the ability to support account-bound items, including the new hardcore and emote rewards. Added another character slot, which is good because you're going to need those. Many tooltip descriptions have been updated for clarity and accuracy. I hope the one for the mod power creation charm is one of those, because I still am not entirely sure how it works. I think it's damage that you take gets multiplied by 300% and turns into mod power, but it's never been entirely clear. One of the most requested features was hide helmet, so now we can. Tutorial prompts disabled. You can completely skip the tutorial sequence. To best support the new communications wheel, we adjusted how scoping works. This allows players on console to have a dedicated ping button, which can be used. Players on PC can rebind the original scope functionality on a button should they desire. Hopefully, we can change the ping wheel as well. Because I've got a mouse. You can't see that. Oh, you can just about see that. I've got 12 buttons on the side of my mouse. I do not need things bound on middle mouse. I don't like binding things to the scroll wheel. Matchmaking. Added public session browse. Fixed matchmaking for power level 20 players. Fixed session is full error on the PS4. Removed minimum crit range on all weapons. We've decided to revert this change until we have a better solution for players using weapons intended for long range at closer range. Yeah. Right. Armor changes. Many armor values adjusted. Generally no more than 1% or 2% up or down. Increase the speed and recovery of light, medium, and heavy rolls. Not the super fat flop, though. Increases healing effectiveness of Dragonheart versus NPCs by 100%. I'm not entirely sure of the point of that. Versus NPCs. When would you use that? Increases the believer buff significantly from 20% to 35% max. Osseous increases damage ramp up speed, increased damage ramp down delay, damage remains higher for longer, decreased damage ramp down speed. That's cool. I like the Osseous set. Void armor, I also like. Reduced power transfer time from 10 seconds to 5 seconds, so regain the damage buff faster. And Letos, increase the overall resistance of Letos for all elements and status. We feel that most of the armors are in a good spot for different playstyles, but we wanted to ensure that the focus of each primary damage-related armor is enhanced. While the effectiveness of Radiant has served as our baseline, they've made a few tweaks to Elder, Osseous, and Void to give them a stronger, unique identity. A lot of people have been liking the feel of the Radiant armor set, so it's nice that they've kind of kept that as the baseline and adjusted things. Mods. Seed Caller, they've had a big chunk of extra base damage and reduced the power cost. Beacon, increased base damage and reduced power cost. Iron Sentinel and Tentacle Shot. These are all the summons, aren't they? Remove soft collision on Tentacle Shot so you can actually get through it now. As promised, they've increased the overall effectiveness of the summoning playstyle in addition to a significant buff to the Elder armor. We've also increased the base damage of 3 of the 4 core summons. And they've removed the soft collision on Tentacle, which allows enemies to get closer to them and take more hits overall. Items and traits. Adjusted many traits and item values to better coincide with heavier reliance on items/armors. Fix an issue with Shadow Walker trait not activated properly. Shadow Walker trait is the stealth one. The one that means that enemies don't notice you. Since our trait system allows players to have all of the bonuses at endgame with no trade-offs choices, we are gradually reducing the massive gains from traits and shifting more of the benefits towards items. The goal is to bring back more choices in your loadouts and allow traits to be smaller boosts. Gave the Wasteland good boy a nice bath. He immediately proceeded to roll around in the dirt and is just as happy as ever. Please restart your game client to apply the updates. Yeah, so they're taking power ever so slightly away from the traits. Traits are very, very powerful. But of course, that is the point of them. Gradually reducing the massive gains from traits and shifting more of the benefits towards items. That is a trade-off. That is a trade-off. It will allow for more build diversity. Because currently they can't balance the game properly for new characters versus max level, max trait characters, because traits have such a massive impact. It says adjusted many trait and item values to better coincide with heavier reliance on items and armor. It would be nice if they went into the specifics of that, in my opinion. So, no huge trades changes even, but obviously a new game mode, some new quality of life options, and the new ping system. So let's leap into the game and see how it works. So, here we are, back in the game. Let's, first of all, just, hopefully this won't break. That would be embarrassing. Let's take a look, first of all, at the scope changes.
That thing, right there.
Right, so, first things first. Let's show helmet off. So now you can actually see what our character looks like. That's good. Do we have the option of... Yeah, see, that still says it's bound to middle mouse button, which is clearly not the case. Push to talk. Ping. Right, let's put that on C. Conflicts with the character key. Yeah. That is a thought. What can I bind that to? Alt. That'll do. Left Alt is fine. I can access that. Although, to be fair, I could bind it to another of the many, many buttons on my mouse. So, the scope thing. Right, I need an actual weapon with a scope equipped to test this. Where's the sniper rifle? Or I suppose I could use Ruin. That's got a scope, hasn't it? Right, so that actually is still... You can hold the right mouse button and hit middle mouse to scope in still. It's still there. That way. But you can get straight into scope by double tapping the right mouse button. Which actually I find a little bit easier, if I'm honest, than holding right and hitting the scope. Either way, you have your option of doing so. If you want a dedicated scope button, you've now got one. You know, you could set it to whatever button on your mouse that you wanted to. I think you probably could before. I'm not sure. Right, so. Session type offline, yeah. So they've got snap helmet, show helmet on and off. They've got tutorial prompts that can go off. Yeah, more options for things that we can do. I don't know. You can see my trait rank and stuff. I don't know how much they've changed these. I can't imagine they'll have changed something like Elder Knowledge. I'm just seeing if there's anything that's really obviously different. But in all honesty, I don't know. I don't know the actual stats well enough. Have they changed the Galenic Charm? Yeah, no, it still says damage taken from enemies, so I assume you have to get hit to take things. Right, let's exit to the main menu. And let's take a look at the hardcore option. So we've got game standard. Let's shift me down a bit so you can actually see it above my head. So if you want to create a standard character, you can toggle whether you want to skip the tutorial or not. But if you're doing hardcore, you automatically skip the tutorial because you die, kind of, at the end of the tutorial, as far as the game is concerned.
Wonder what this is.
That is a massive afro, is what that is. So let's very, very quickly make a hardcore character. You can still change your difficulty. I'm obviously going to go on norm for now. Hardcore mode is designed for experienced players only. That's me. Death is permanent. Can only play with other hardcore players. Cannot join or host public games. Tutorial is skipped. Can't be exited while in combat. Hardcore specific rewards. Now you get to choose your archetype straight off the gate, because normally in the campaign you wouldn't get to choose it until you've gone through the tutorial and so on and so forth. I'm going to go with the ex-cultist. Play game offline. So you've got this hardcore menu on the right that tells you how many bosses that you killed. I don't know what invalid exits is. I also don't know why I've got 2 minutes 24 seconds played time. Not a clue. So, it loads you straight into the game, I'm assuming in Wood 13. Yeah, it gives you a load of stuff straight into your inventory. Gives you a mod to use straight away because obviously... There we go. No obvious equipment, etc., etc., because I haven't got anything. Gives you your normal traits. I choose cultist because spirit is a harder trait to get than the others. And you can see that although I've got the hat equipped, it's not showing on my character. So from here, you can just go straight into the game. But, and it also shows you up in the top right hand corner that you're on hardcore mode. And the game progresses as normal. But if you die, you're done. Permadeath, your character is out of there. Now, keep in mind, it's been quite some time since I have actually played this game from scratch. I imagine getting the stuff up here is a sensible way of going about things. Got the drifter stuff. Which gives you the stamina cost reduction. Which at the start of the game is kind of useful, if I'm honest. Right, what kind of things can we...
I need ammo.
So it looks like...
I'm dry.
if we target something... say this note.
Heads up.
I imagine because because I don't have teammates and stuff.
That thing right there. Do you hear something?
So I'm not entirely sure how this is working yet. I need something to ping. You.
Here comes more of that.
There we go. So I can actually... Yes, I... Why am I getting tutorial tips?
Let's get up.
Yeah, so if you highlight something...
Did you hear that?
You can just press Alt. Oh, well, you press your ping button. And it... what's this? Nice! That's a pretty...
Take 'em down. And stay down.
Yeah, so you can ping...
That was rough. That thing right there.
Ping places. Right. Why have I got tutorial tips on? I thought I'd turn those off. Oh, maybe it's just because it's the start of the game. Don't know.
Here comes more of that.
But yeah, that's a really useful tool.
Did you hear that? That thing right there. Did you hear that?
So it pings.
Huh. This looks like it was important.
It contextually pings things.
Hey, this could be useful.
That's cool. I like that. There's still no toggle. No, there's still no hold shift to sprint option for those of you who are... Hello?
And stay down. Did you hear that?
Idiots. Look at that. Oh, am I being chased? Yes, I am. Oh! Jesus! Must remember, don't have basically any stats or anything. I've only got 3 dragon hearts. Not the 10 that I've got on my main character.
Do you hear something? Where'd he come from? Where'd he come from?
Yeah, this ping thing seems like it will be really, really useful for...
Oh, what's this doing here? Do you hear something?
For, yeah, just pointing things out to people. So you could just tap
Do you hear something?
the ping button to, you know, draw people's attention to something, or...
That thing, right there. Did you hear that? That thing, right there.
Or you can use the context wheel. And there is a cooldown, so you can't spam it. Yes. No. So you've got emotes, which you can use, and by the sound of it, find new ones out in the world. Which is cool. Now... let's show you what happens
This ain't good.
when we die. You get a nice lingering shot. You are dead. And the frame rate dies horribly. For some reason. And there we go. So on the character select screen, it now shows us that our character is dead, and it doesn't even give us the option of playing with them anymore. They're just there, nicely rendered for all to see. Total playtime, what your gear score was, select a new character to continue. So all in all, these characters are identical. All in all, a decent, chunky sized update. The hardcore mode obviously will have a lot of appeal for people because it's got new rewards. Again, once you've got them all, I'm sure a lot of people will be saying, well, what's the point? What's the point of playing more now? There's no leaderboard or anything because there's no real... There's no kind of repeatable end game content in that sense. But I'm sure, you know, there are unique rewards for hardcore mode, as well as for playing hardcore mode in the campaign, as well as adventure mode. And you can play in both. But yeah, I like the ping system. The ping system, especially as just an initial implementation, seems like it's got a lot of potential. I like the change to scoping. I like the fact that we can now hide our helmets so we can see our characters when we want to. All in all, a pretty solid update. Are people going to be happy with this? Are people going to say this is enough content after a month since the last patch? Of course not. People aren't going to be happy with any content until it's whole new zones, whole new game, whatever. There's always going to be people that are going to moan that content takes time to produce. But we've got a roadmap, at least. There'll be a big update coming in spring. There'll be a big update coming kind of late next year. I'm assuming an expansion, a whole new zone, courses and adventure mode has been semi-confirmed by the latest live stream. There's plenty to do. You know, as you can see from my play time, 62 hours, 15 minutes on this character. You know, there's a good chunk of stuff to play. And once you're done with what you want to do, you can go and play other games. Not every game has to be a live service. Must play. Must be more content. Just take a break. Play something else. Soapbox. Stand off. So yeah, all in all, decent sized update with plenty of things to play and do. New game mode is the big one. Ping system, quality of life improvements. I for one I'm pretty pleased with the state of that patch. Leave a comment down below as to whether you are. What would you have liked to see? What are you happy to see? What do you think about the ping system implementation? Do you like the new hardcore mode? Is it something that you will be interested in playing? As I said, I think in the previous video, I'm not really a big hardcore player, but I think I'm at least decent enough at the game to play through the story mode in hardcore on normal. And to unlock things and to have that extra little bit of a challenge there. Starting afresh is something that I've meant to do for a while anyway. So we'll see how we get on. Thank you all very much for watching, folks. If you enjoyed the video, if you found it useful and informative, please remember to leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for more notifications when new Remnant videos go live or when new videos for other games go live. And until next time, ta-ta. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.